Good morning, everybody. It is your baby woman, Kitty Lane, from the peninsula in Virginia, back with another Create and Relate. Today we have our tutorial for our moon. What you see before you is our craters. But I'm going to use this and show you how to fill it in and how alike these two are. So if you look back at this one and remember, we did our 5 chains. Connect your circle, 16 double crochet in your first round, and then you did the double crochet, the 2 together, connecting them at the top. I know I told y'all I call them mermaid tails. But it's a form of a cluster where you connect it at the top, and then you chain 4 in the middle. You do the same thing again where you're going to have 8 of these points, okay, with 4 chains in the middle, and then you go back on round 3, and each space gets 5 double crochets. That will be 40 stitches around, okay, and that's what your centerpiece ends up looking like. Now what you'll need for this tutorial is a 6.0 hook, 4 worsted weight yarn, your snips, and your darning needle to sew in your end. I am going to crochet over my first end. And I have my yarn, which my yarn is Sea Turtle Green. And you're going to go into one of the smaller spaces. Either one is fine. And you're going to attach your new color. However you choose to attach, it's fine. Okay? And I like to secure that with a chain. And now we're going to single crochet into that space. We're going to chain 3, and then in the top of that middle double crochet post, we're going to put another single crochet. And I'm going to drop that tail because I don't like to carry it along empty spaces very long. It shows up. And then we're going to chain 3 again, and then we're going back into that open space with another single crochet. Chain 3 in the top of your cluster. Over top of that third one, you're going to single crochet, and then you're going to chain 3, and in this corner here, or in this section, you're going to single crochet, chain 3. I am going to have to weave that in. And then you're going to do the same thing, single crochet in that middle double crochet, and then chain 3, and you're doing that all the way around in the space, and in the top of the third double crochet of the cluster is where you're going to put your single crochets. And this is probably none of these rounds are hard, but this is probably the simplest one. So now we're coming up on the last one, or when you're coming up on the last one, you're going to chain 3, and then you're going to slip stitch back into that first single crochet that you made. So that is round 4 of your work. Okay? Now into round 5 is where we start turning this into a square. And what we're going to do is chain 1, and we're actually going to go back into this space just before where you ended, and we're going to build a double. Okay, and then you're going to place 2 more double crochets there. This is going to be a corner. Okay. Now we're going to move over to the very next space. And we're going to place 3 half double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. We're going to come over to the very next space and place 3 single crochets. 1, 2, and 3. And then we're going to go back down 3 half double crochets here, 3 double crochets here. So 3 half double crochets, 1, 2, 3, and 3 double crochets, 1, 2, and 3. And now we're going to chain 2, and we're going to do the same thing all the way around. Your double crochets are marking your corners. In your corners, you're going to have 3 double crochet, 2 chain, 3 double crochets. So I will work this side with you. And we're going to insert 3 double crochets. And then in the very next space, we're going to place 3 half double crochets. And in the very next space, we're going to put 3 single crochets. And then we're going to go back to our half double crochets. And then 3 double crochets. And this is what your work should look like so far. You see how you're turning this circle into a square. And you're going to complete that pattern 2 more times, and I will meet you back here at the end. Okay guys, we are back at the beginning of our round, and we're going to join this round with the half double crochet. I do a chain and a half double crochet. It just fills the corner out better for me. So that is what we have for round number 5. Now we're going to move on to round number 6, which in this round, oh, forgive me, y'all, my legs are cramping up. Okay. In this round, we're going to have or create 19 stitches using chains and double crochets. So we're going to chain 1, and we're going to build a double crochet here. This is where we're closing in that space where the craters were. We're actually closing this in. Okay? Now how we're going to do that is, if you counted these stitches around here, we had 15 stitches. we're going to increase this to 19. So we're going to build our double crochet here and add another double crochet. And then in each one of these 15 stitches, we're going to add a double crochet. And when you get to the corner, you're going to add 2 more. Your corners are going to be 2 double crochet, 2 chains, 2 double crochet. So I will work this first side with you. Make sure you go in that first stitch. If you have to pull your work back to see it, by all means, please do. $16, 17, that's 18 and 19. Chain 2, and we will repeat that process all the way around, and I will meet you back here at the beginning. Okay guys, as you can see, I have finished round 7, and no, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, round 6, I'm sorry. Round 7, you're going to have 23 in each side. So what you're going to do is increase your corners as you normally do. 2 double crochet, 1 in each stitch across, 2 double crochet, 2 chain, 2 double crochet. And that is actually going to complete your square. And you can see here, this round right here is what you actually just filled in. And that's what makes your moon. And if you want to stop it here and make this your round, you're welcome to. But to complete it out to be the same size as the other, you just add 1 more round to it. I promised you it would be simple. So like I always tell you guys, please always remember to love yourself. Self-love is the greatest love of all. And you can't love others the way they deserve to be loved unless you first love yourself the way you deserve to be loved. And you deserve the best. Remember, Kitty Lane told you. Remember, Kitty Lane loves you. So until we see each other again on these YouTube streets, peace out, everybody. Love you guys.